Okay, now moving on again in Module 2, we are going to be talking about the states and properties of matter. So this is actually kind of cool, and water is something that we hopefully drink every day, either in the form of coffee, pop, or just pure water, which is very good. But we can use that as an example that we've all seen the different states of matter. And so we're going to talk about that a lot and use it as an example. But an example of the states of matter would be the evaporation of water from seawater gives solid white crystals of salt. And the salt makes tasty food, and we call it sodium chloride. We just talked about it in the last video on the chemical properties. So the goal for this video is to be able to identify the states and the physical and chemical properties of matter. When talking specifically about solids, solids have a definite shape, a definite volume, and particles that are close together in a fixed arrangement. And these particles move very slowly. And so it's kind of crazy to think about, but like a rock still has particles that are going to move, right? So it's just because we're all these atoms, electrons buzzing around. We're going to be talking about electron orbitals and everything too coming up, and it's just pretty cool. But an example would be amethyst, which is a beautiful quartz stone, and it is a solid purple form of quartz. And you can see it was silicon dioxide, right, would be the chemical formula for this. But this is a solid where, again, it has a definite shape and a definite volume. Moving on to liquids. Liquids can have an indefinite shape, but a definite volume. They have the same shape as their container, and the particles that are close together, but they are mobile, so they can move around. But these particles, again, move very slowly, so you really don't see them with the naked eye, which I would probably freak out if my coffee was crawling. So I'm okay with that, and I'm sure you guys are too. But again, everything is moving at this lightning speed that's, this is just how it is. And a liquid has a definite shape, but it takes the shape of its container. So again, we can have this water and we can pour it in different containers, and since it's liquid, it'll take the shape of whatever container it happens to be in. Moving on to gases. Gases have an indefinite shape and an indefinite volume. Again, they're going to be the same shape and volume as their container. The particles are far apart, and that's what makes them gaseous, because they're like constantly buzzing around and moving and move very, very fast. And a gas takes the shape and the volume of its container. An example would be like a helium balloon, right? Whatever we blow it up. If it's the shape of Mickey Mouse's head, then it would be the shape of Mickey Mouse's head, right? Versus just a oblong type balloon. And as you're learning with me, you have to have a little bit of fun in the world. And so there is a scientist that has proven that cats can be all three different matters. It can be a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So obviously that's just a little bit of a funny to make you chuckle, okay? But I love cats and it's funny. So here is a fun table that is in your book, and this is a comparison of the solids, liquids, and gases, where, again, the characteristic, if it's solid, liquid, or gas, shape, volume, arrangement of particles, movements, if it's very slow in the solid, like an ice cube. Liquid would be a moderate movement of water, where gas is very fast when it's looking at steam or any other gaseous element. Okay. So study check for you, identify each of the following on what they are, so match it. So solid, liquid, gas, and identify each description. So I will give you guys a second. Okay, so a liquid has a definite volume, but takes the shape of the container. Gas particles are moving rapidly. Okay, gas particles fill the entire volume of a container. Solid particles have a fixed arrangement, and liquid particles are close together but moving randomly. All right, so I hope you got a little chuckle with the cat video, and we'll see you in the next video.